Before the sun rose over Cebu, the city breathed in quiet pieces. The streets were still, and the sea moved with a soft, steady sound, like a long sigh. In a small home not far from the shore, a young girl sat by an open window. She listened to the morning, to the birds, to the far-off engines waking up. Her name was Morissette Amon, and at that hour, the world did not know her. She was just a girl with a voice she barely trusted, humming low so no one else would hear. Cebu was kind and demanding at the same time. It offered beauty, warmth, and music drifting from radios and open doors. But it also asked for patience. Life moved slowly when money was thin and dreams felt heavy. Morissette grew up learning to wait. She waited for buses, for meals, for chances. She learned to help at home, to listen more than she spoke. Music was her secret place. When she sang quietly, the noise of worry faded, even if only for a moment. Her family loved her deeply, but love did not erase doubt. Singing was not an easy promise. People said voices were gifts, but gifts did not always pay bills. Morissette felt that tension every day. She practiced in short bursts, careful not to disturb neighbors. Her voice was strong, but she held it back, afraid of being told it was too much, or not enough. At night, she lay awake imagining stages she had never seen, then quickly pushed those thoughts away. School days passed with their own rhythm. Morissette walked under bright skies, her mind full of songs she dared not sing out loud. She watched others speak confidently, raise hands, claim space. She wondered if courage was something you were born with, or something you had to earn through pain. Sometimes she sang into a pillow, letting her voice stretch, testing how far it could go. The sound surprised her. It felt bigger than the room, bigger than her fear. The problem was not talent. The problem was belief. Morissette did not know if she was allowed to want more. She saw the distance between Cebu and the world beyond it, a distance made of money, connections, and luck. Many nights, she told herself to be practical. She promised she would be grateful for what she had. Still, when she heard certain songs, her chest tightened, and tears came without warning. The voice inside her was asking to be heard. One afternoon, rain fell hard and sudden. The streets flooded, and the air smelled clean and sharp. Morissette stood alone in the house, the power out, the world reduced to rain and breath. She sang then, softly at first, then stronger. Her voice filled the room and pushed against the walls. In that moment, something shifted. She felt calm instead of afraid. The song did not fix her life, but it steadied her heart. She realized singing was not a choice. It was part of her. Small opportunities began to appear, the kind that feel almost accidental. A friend asked her to sing at a gathering. A neighbor listened from outside and nodded quietly. Each time, Morissette's hands shook, but she sang anyway. She learned to breathe through fear. She learned that nerves did not mean she was weak. They meant she cared. Her voice grew clearer, more controlled, carrying both strength and softness, like the sea she knew so well. Still, doubt returned often. After applause faded, questions rushed back in. Was this enough? Was she dreaming too big? The world beyond Cebu felt far away, almost unreal. She heard stories of others who tried and failed, and those stories scared her. Yet something gentle kept pushing her forward. It was not loud or dramatic. It was a quiet pull, steady and patient, asking her to take one more step. The gentle twist came when Morissette stopped chasing approval and started listening to herself. She realized her voice was not meant to impress. It was meant to tell the truth of who she was. She sang with honesty, letting cracks and power exist together. People felt it. They leaned in. Some cried without knowing why. Morissette noticed their reactions, but she did not cling to them. She sang for connection, not permission. As her confidence grew, so did her reach. Songs traveled through screens and speakers, moving far beyond her room in Cebu. Strangers heard her voice and felt something familiar stir inside them. They did not know her story yet, but they recognized the feeling of wanting more while being afraid to ask. Morissette carried her home with her wherever she went. The sea, the rain, the waiting all lived inside her sound. Success did not arrive all at once. It came in uneven waves. Some days were bright, others heavy. There were moments when she felt exposed, judged, misunderstood. But she had learned how to stand in those moments. She remembered the quiet mornings, the small house, the girl by the window. That memory grounded her. It reminded her that her worth did not depend on noise or praise. When the world finally paid attention, it was not because she became someone else. It was because she became more herself. Her voice carried discipline and fire, but also tenderness. People called her powerful, and she smiled, knowing power had many shapes. It could be loud, but it could also be patient. It could wait years before stepping into the light. Morissette returned to Cebu whenever she could. She walked familiar streets, breathed familiar air. Young girls watched her with wide eyes, seeing possibility reflected back at them. Morissette did not give long speeches. She simply sang, and in her singing, there was permission. Permission to dream. Permission to be unsure. Permission to begin from where you are. The ending was not a finish line. It was a place of balance. Morissette stood in her life with gratitude and hunger, peace and ambition. She knew fear would visit again, but she also knew how to welcome it without letting it lead. Her voice had carried her far, but it had also brought her home to herself. She was just a girl from Cebu. She still was. The difference was that the world had learned to listen, and she had learned to trust the sound she carried within her.